Hello everyone, good morning. I'll be with you guys in just a moment and we'll get started and I'll tell you guys what we're going to be doing. Alrighty, so we are here this morning. We're going to be doing hopefully a new series that I'm going to be doing every week, every Sunday. If I have projects to do that Sunday, it is of course. Today what we're going to be doing is what we are going to be calling Scripting Sunday. Today we're going to be here in FiveM making a custom Los Santos custom script. I've looked around and can't really find one that I like. And when you can't find something that you like yourself, best thing to do is make it. So, basically in our server we were running into a problem with people putting some crazy modifications on police cars. And so I removed the customization option from the F1 menu where they cannot access to go into the vehicle mod menu. Now what I have done instead is made it where they have to open or install what we refer to as a law enforcement package. And so basically within this law enforcement package, basically what they have to do is this gives them EMS upgrades, brake upgrades, transmission upgrades, and armor upgrades. And so that's what they're stuck to in terms of that. They have the option to do Xeon lights with a checkbox, and then to customize rims. They can go through here, two different sets of rims. So they can go through and choose from the custom rims. See, it changes on selection, so they can do that. And there's more here. So that is kind of what that's all about. But what I'm wanting is for our civilians in server, I want them to be able to also be able to customize their civilian cars. And to make that happen, that's what we're going to be doing today. I want a script where when the civilian pulls in here into the Los Santos Customs, I want to have a marker they drive into and press a button like E or something like that. And then when they press E, you know, they are given the Los Santos Customs kind of menu. So in this, they're going to be given all the options, so engine, stuff like that, to upgrade, turbo, just different things. Pretty much everything that is in the Los Santos Customs is what they're going to have access to. So with that being said, this is going to be using native UI and basic citizen core scripting references. So this is going to take you guys through the whole coding process, so if any of you are interested in development, you'll get to see how I do it today. Now, by any means, not a professional, and there are probably way better ways to do it than what I'm going to be doing today. So you'll just kind of have to deal with it on that. But in terms of getting someone started and on how to do this, this is the best way. So to begin with, we are going to start with the most easiest part, and that is going to be getting some things that we'll need. First thing is we're going to need our coordinates. So we're just going to grab coordinates. I have a notepad here in front of me, so I am just going to write down these coordinates real quick. So we have -3, 41, 56, negative 136.8 and 38.82. So what we're going to be doing here is at this coordinate we're going to be drawing a marker that the person will be able to drive into. So I already have the Visual Studio project open. I have not imported any of the references yet, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. I already have them here, so we're going to go to my citizen client because we'll need that, and then citizen native UI. We're going to leave this stuff, so we're going to use citizen fx.core. Nope, not what we want. Okay, so we have all that done. We are going to turn the copy local to false and false. And then we are going to rename this to main. And we're going to let it go through there. Get the base thing going here. We pressed insert at some point. We're getting Los Santos Customs as by Able Gaming has been loaded. So basically what this line is going to do is when the script starts, it will place the text in the debug log. Now, if you're just getting started developing, it's always nice to write in a debug, or I think you might also be able to do console.writeLine, because this will basically if there's any errors in your script, then you publish it somewhere. Someone can send you the log, and if you see something from your script like this, then you know that it was something in your script that messed up. So I always like to do this just to make sure that we know that it's been loaded. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to come up here, and we will actually, I want to make this as simple as possible, so we are going to go we'll just do this. We'll just do private static void draw markers. Okay. So what the draw markers is going to do up here is it's going to call a draw markers method once on script load. So after it writes it to the line that it's been loaded, it's going to call the method down here. So anything that's in this code down here will be executed one time. And so what we'll do is this is where we will actually draw the marker. Now for me personally, I think I'm only going to be doing one custom for the time being. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and just do API.draw marker. We want the type from 1. Then we need our X and Y and Z. So we're going to go, what we could do is we could define the position. And you really don't have to do this, but what we'll do is we'll do vector3 ls customs equals new vector3, and then we'll put in our coordinates here 341.56, and then we'll do our second coordinate 136.8, and then our last coordinate is 38.82. So by doing that, then we can come down here and go to lscustoms.x, lscustoms.y, lscustoms.z, and then what I'm gonna do is copy the rest of that from the native reference, which if you're not familiar with the native reference, it's kind of tells you what everything is. So our first one, so you can see our first integer is the type, and then we have our X, our Y, our Z, and our direction. So we want it on the ground. You see it says the 0, 0 here. So that's our X, our Y, and our Z. So X, Y, Z. And then the rotation. So we have ours turned normal. And then we have all of our rotation and our scales. So we have it scaled up to 3.0. And then we have our RGB. So RGB. Alpha is like the transparency, so 100%. And then you can make it bob up and down if you really wanted to. So let me pull that back up here. So we have ours to set to false to go up and down. You can make it face the camera. P19 really doesn't say what it does, but it says to set it to 2, so always do that. Rotation, texture, dictionary. So we put ours as null, like it says to do here. Texture name, null, and then draw. On intersecting entities, we just put that as false. And then you see for the first integer, we get the types. So we have the cone. This is what we do. We do the cylinder is what I'm going to do. But you see you can have all kinds of different markers. So like I said though, I am going to be doing the cylinder. So that's where that is. Alright, so we're going to pull that reference back over here. And then we are let's see, we will do our, let's see, I was trying to think if I think I'm going to do everything in this I think I'm going to do every one of them in this class, like the tick and the draw, except for the native UI menu. So now what we're going to do is we are going to check our markers, which we're going to actually make the method first. So it's going to be private static async task, and we're going to call it check markers because, well, that's exactly what's going to do is check our markers. So every tick, this is going to, so every, I think it's millisecond is how long a tick is in FiveM. it's going to run this code every time. So what we're going to do is after we draw the markers, then we're going to want to check our markers. So we call the tick method, and then we define which tick method we want to run. So ours is going to be check markers, and we're going to have that. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do on, well, hold on. Since this is going to be tutorial open source, I like to put notes in here. This is going to be drawing our marker. This is going to be runs the check marker tick method. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do is actually get the float between the character and the marker. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call float, and we're gonna call marker distance, and then this is gonna be world.getDistance, and then the origin is gonna be the game.player.character. Nope, not change model. Character.position. And then what we're going to be wanting to get it to go to is this. So we're actually going to copy and paste this since we didn't make this public. If we would have made this public, we wouldn't have to define it again, which we can still do. So we can still come up here and we can do private vector3 ls customs equals and then what we can do is get rid of that. And then we can go here and just do ls customs. Okay, so this gets the float distance, like I said, between the character and the marker. Okay. So now what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to check that. So typically what I do is I'll take whatever the scale of the marker is and do half of that. So basically what I mean by that is we're going to do an if statement. So we're going to say if the distance, so the marker distance is less than or equal to 1.5f, then we're going to run this code. So what I typically will do is I'll display a help message here telling the player, hey, you're in this area, you can, press this. Excuse me, I had a burp there. If you can press this button, and then you can, run the code. So, or do the action. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do screen.display help text, and then we're going to do press, and then we're going to pull up our functions here again, and we want, I think we're gonna do LB, which should be pickup. Yeah, E on keyboard, LB on controller. So we're gonna do press E or LB, whichever you're using. to enter, and we'll put that in blue, Los Santos Customs. Actually, we'll put that in orange or yellow. We'll do yellow. So this person is going to get this notification when they're at the marker. So they're going to see, press E or LB to enter the Los Santos Customs. Now what we're going to want to do is if they do press this button, so if, and then we're going to go API dot is control just pressed, and then we're going to do input group as 0, and then the index for this one is 38. So if 038 is just pressed. Now since we are in the customs, we're going to want to make sure the character is in a vehicle. So we're going to say if game.player.character is in vehicle, I believe. Yeah, is in vehicle. Then the code will run here. So we're also going to put an else statement here. So show notification, and then basically what we're going to do here is if they're not in a vehicle, so what this is going to be is shows the player an error message if they are not in a vehicle. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and note this real quick. This checks to make sure the player is within range of the marker. This displays the message to open the LS Customs menu. This is checking for the input to enter the custom menu. This checks to make sure the player is in a vehicle, and then this shows if the error message if they're not in a vehicle. So what we're going to do here, eventually, once we get the menu part of this done, is we will include them, this will allow them to open the menu. So if they're not within this area, the menu won't be open. So what we're going to do here is we'll put the, open menu code. And like I said, that will be filled in later. We can't really do that yet until we have the, ready to go with, the menu completed. So what we're going to do in the meantime is we are actually going to just add a notification, and we're just going to say this works. So we, I think, are good to go. We have the draw markers, the check markers. So now we're going to get ready to build it. So we're going to just do this real quick. Maybe. And like I said, this will all be open source. I will put it on GitHub after I am done. So we're going to want to change the client to client.net and save. Build. We want to go here and make a build folder. Select, save. Okay, and we're gonna build the solution. Okay, one is succeeded. So I'm going to go and get the build. And you guys can't see what I'm doing currently, but I am getting the resource set up so that we can test this out. Okay, and then I think we should be good to hop in game. Since we already have the blimp, I'm not gonna draw it. So we will go ahead and we can hide the coordinates. Go in here and refresh our resources. And then we will start LS Customs. Alright, and you see this is where we have the log. So Los Santos Customs by Able Gaming has been loaded. And then so if we come in here, we should now apparently not have the marker. I don't know why it didn't work, but you see we do have the message here. Press E to enter the Los Santos Customs. Now if I press something on my controller, you see it changes the LB there. So we've just pressed E, and you see it says this works. Now if we were to get out of the vehicle and walk back into the marker and press E, you see we get error, you are not in a vehicle. So that's one thing with that is we got to figure out why the marker is not drawing. So what we will do let's see, we will I was just wondering if it had anything to no, it was in the right spot. Okay. Let's just make sure we have the coordinates right here. It looks like we do. I don't think this would have to be we're gonna try putting this as a tick method and seeing if that fixes it. So what we'll do is we'll just throw that as a tick method. Or did we not put a, oh, right there. Okay. So we will build this again and try it out. Okay, back into FiveM here. And what we will do is we will just hit restart. And you see there we get the marker. Okay. So we're in the marker. We press E to enter the customs and it says this works. So we are just about ready to start building the menu part of it. However, there is another thing that I want to do when we check the distance. So this is to make sure that they are within range. So this is the stuff that happens within range. Now I will also want to do stuff outside of range. So we're gonna do else. Now what we plan on doing if the player is within the range is disabling a lot of controls. So we want to enable the controls basically if they are out of that range. So not only are we going to do the menu code here, we're also going to disable controls. So one that we want to disable okay, so we want to disable let's see. We definitely want to disable accelerate brake. So we want to disable, let's see, I'm going to make a list on my notepad, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75 for sure. Exit, that would not be good. 76, 79, 80. We probably want to disable the horn. Okay, for now that will be fine. Okay, so all of these are going to be 0, and then, like I said, we have 71, and I guess I should have named these. So 71 is going to be accelerate. I guess what we'll do is go through and name or do all the code, and then we'll do the notes after. And this is one of those things I was saying, there's probably a lot easier way to do it. I know one thing you could do is make a list and just do for each, but given that we're not doing a ton of controls right now, I'm not going to worry about that. And we just need one more, which is 86. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go through here and grab all of what these are. Didn't want that. didn't do that one. We did that. Copied weird. 80 and 86. That one copied weird too. Okay, so those are all the controls that we open. Now, let's see. I don't think I want to. I'll end up changing where this goes. So I'm just going to add a note for myself that I need to change where that goes. Because we don't need that. So basically what we're going to do is what we'll do here is if any menu is open, if any menu is open, then we'll disable the controls, and if not, then we will enable the controls. So that's what we'll do that. So what we're gonna do for now is go ahead and work on the menu part of it. So we're gonna go here to class, and we're gonna make a new class real quick. We're just gonna call it menu for time's sake. Okay, just to make it easier on myself, we're going to just copy and paste that. Okay, we're going to change this to public class menu, and it's going to be base script. One moment. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. So we're going to create our menu pool. Oh. Create our menu. And then we're going to create our private void upgrade options. UI menu. That will be for later, so we will close that. And then go to public menu, open this. First thing we have to do is create our menu pool. Alrighty, and then we have to create our main menu. Equals new UI menu. Title, Los Santos Customs, subtitle, mod by Able Gaming. And then we need to add our main menu there. And then we're going to add our upgrade options to our main menu. And then from the native UI documentation, this is something that prevents camera spins. Oh, that was wrong. And then every tick, we need it to process the menus. Okay, so this is the base of our menu that we have here. So what we have here to go over is I made this public so that we can call it from here. Because now that we have it from here, what we can do is, if they press it, then we can do menus. Hold on. We can go client dot menu dot main menu dot oh, come on, what is it? Why can I not? Visible, here we go. And then we equal that to true. So, we can get rid of that, I guess. No, we better leave it. So that's that. Now, if they're outside of the distance, like I was saying earlier, I want to do if and then client dot menu and then menu pool dot is any menu open. So if they're within the distance, if any menu is open, well, that's wrong. Okay, so actually what I want to do is end the else. So if they're outside of the distance, so if they're outside of the 1.5, this is what we're going to do if any menu is open, then we want to go to close all menus. So basically, if they go outside of the 1.5 distance, all of the menus are going to close down. Now, if the menu is visible, we don't really need to change where that goes, because when you open the menu, it's going to disable all of these, and so therefore, now what we need to do inside of here if they're within the area, so if they're within this, we need to see if any menu is open as well. So if client.menu.menupool is any menu open. So by putting this exclamation mark here, this means if any menu is not open, we want to enable all of these controls. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go here and enable the controls. So we're going to go to false. Okay, so we should now, I believe, be good to build it. What we'll do actually before we build it is just throw a quick item in here. Okay, we'll throw a quick item in here. So what we'll do is we'll just say test item. And then we're going to go to main menu dot add item. We're going to add the test item, and then we're going to go to main menu. Quit doing that. And then on item select. And then we're gonna say if item equals test item. And we're gonna say big message thread dot message instance dot Okay, so we're good to go now. We have that added. Okay, so we're gonna need to build this. Hope we don't have any errors. And then we're going to get it in and test it. So replace, yes. Okay. So we're gonna restart LS Customs here. We will drive in here. We'll press that. Did not disable that, but we'll figure that out in a minute. You see that we now have the, we can open the menu when we press E. We have the Los Santos Customs, and we have the test item. We select it, we get the test item notification, and if we go out of the area, you see it closes the menu automatically. So, we are making progress. We're going to take a short intermission break. I'm going to grab a drink, and then we're going to get back in the coding. But yeah, I will be right back with you guys. Alright, so we are back here. Really, what we are ready for is to start adding some things into the customization. One thing I wanted to try real quick that I was thinking might help. So, if we do this, so I was thinking if the player opens the menu, then we'll just disable character control. I don't know if this will also, this should not disable menu control, but it's worth trying. So we're gonna give it a shot here. Yeah, so that does disable it. Can't do anything. Can't honk, can't exit the vehicle, can't do anything. Now if I exit out of this, you see I can. So that is a lot easier than enabling and disabling every control. And obviously, you know, it works better. So, yeah, we have that done. So what we're going to do now is we are going to move over to the actual adding stuff in a moment. One thing I want to do is do an RGB color picker, because I want to make this not blue. I want to do more of like an orange. So we're going to do 250, 160, and 5. So 250, 160, and 5. And this is basically all it's going to do is change the color of that marker to more of an orange. The blue, in my opinion, is overused. Like FivePD uses it. A lot of scripts use that. So this kind of gives it more of an ESX feel, in my opinion. So now the only other thing that I could think to do, and we'll see here, we could actually hide the HUD, I believe. So screen.HUD. Is visible, and we could do false, and then we could show the HUD here. And we'll also do the radar. So we will also hide the radar. Yeah, it looks just like ESX. So that's kind of it's kind of the nice thing there, is that we can get it to look similar to ESX. So what we're gonna do is we kind of wanted to hide the HUD. So we're just gonna restart here. And you see the HUD disappears. Now, if you have scripts like Postal and stuff like that, I don't believe there's any way that I can actually make that disappear from my script. So that's kind of depending on server side. But we're going to go ahead and get started and add items here. Okay, so we're going to have to have a couple things pulled up here. When you go to the native, when we go to set vehicle mod, let's see, I think that's what it's under, set vehicle mod. At the bottom, this I thought was accurate, however, it's not. So what I'm going to do is go to this link here. It has more accurate indexes. So see, these are the indexes. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to pull this off to the side. You guys won't be able to see it, but I am reading off one of the other monitors. So we're going to go into our menu, and we're going to get rid of test item. Okay, we're actually going to... Let's see. What we're gonna do... is create a whole thing of list of integers. I'll close that. F bumper. So that's going to be the front bumper. This is going to create the list of spoilers, the front bumper, the rear bumper, the side skirts, and then exhaust. Abbott, right now we are adding all the stuff in for the actual customization menu. Oh, that was wrong. Okay. After the engine, we had the brakes. Transmission. Horns. Okay, so we have all of these created. We're going to go here, go to private void. Yeah, so basically what we did here is we defined all of the list throughout the entire code so that we can reference it anywhere throughout. So we basically just reference them here. Right here, what we did is comment it. So we're gonna call the create list method so that all of the vehicle modifications are loaded. We actually need to make this a public void because every time that we open the menu, we actually want to do it from the current vehicle. So we're gonna go here. We're going to create vehicle mod lists, and then we're going to do client menu, and then it's going to be maybe because it's not a public static. Create list, and then what we're gonna send is the game.player.character and then the current vehicle. So basically when we call this method, it also sends over the current vehicle that the player is in, so we can reference that to car at any time. So if we wanted to, what we could do is do car.delete, and then as soon as we go in there, what would happen is the car would get deleted. So just to kind of show what's actually going on with the calling the method like that is, so if we come in here and we restart it and we open it, you see our car is instantly deleted. And we have now locked our character. So we obviously won't do that for the actual code, but I might have broke it now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that code because it broke it. But basically, that's the idea. So what we need to do here is first of all, we have to get the car's what is called an int. So we are going to do the int player vehicle is equal to the don't need that API dot get vehicle ped is in, I believe. Yeah, ped is in. So the int ped is going to be API dot get player ped. It's going to be -1 for self, and we'll define last vehicles as true. So this piece right here is getting the current vehicle int ID. And now what we need to do is find the number of mods that it has, or the maximum it has. So to be able to do this, basically, there's IDs for all of these, which we have here. again here. So I'm gonna again pull this over, but just know that that's where I'm getting the IDs from. So we're going to set let's see. I think we might API it get all mods or get vehicle mods. Okay, so what we're going to do is for each int that's not right. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is we'll do int max spoiler equals API dot get number of the vehicle mods. So the int vehicle is going to be player vehicle, and like I said, mod type for spoiler is going to be 0. So what this is going to do is determine the maximum int of spoilers or number of spoilers. Unfortunately, I think these are all going to have to be... we're not going to do all that. We're going to do... yeah, that's a lot of ints to do. Actually, I think it'd be quicker to do this. So we're just going to change this to int, like that. I could have dragged this into Notepad++ and did a replace all, but that's okay. So again, what we're doing here is we're putting this where it can be referenced throughout the whole script. Because here, I'm only able to call it within this method. So now what we're going to do is this. So we're not going to comment on all of these because they're common sense once you get past the first one. But we're going to copy them all. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we're going to go through and do the IDs. So rear bumper, skirts, exhaust, frame, grill, hood, fender, roof, engine, brakes, transmission, horn, suspension, armor, front wheels, and rear wheels, which is 24. Okay. So this is going to be rear bumper, skirts, exhaust, frame, grill, hood, fenders, roof, engine, brakes, transmission, horns, suspension, armor, front wheels, and then rear wheels. Okay. So we now have that, all of the ends. So, okay. So we actually, I thought I was forgetting something. And I can't believe I forgot that on all of these. Okay, so we have all that. And they all are created. I was thinking I had to put it in. What's that list called? Spoilers. Spoilers. Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're going to do get maximum ID of each mod, and then we're gonna get our ranges, and then we're gonna say add ranges to the list. So for each int in all spoilers, well, I don't understand. Oh, here we go. That's why. Okay. For each int max in all spoilers, what we want to do is take the max and then dot, or hold on. Man, come on. Spoilers dot add dot max. And then we'll have to do that for all of them. But once we get that done, so like I'll go ahead and I'll do engine real quick. So var all engine, and we're just gonna copy this because that's quite a bit to do there. We'll do max engine, and then we'll do this. So we'll do okay, so we have it added to the range now. So now what we want to do is actually add it into our thing here. So for that, we are going to create a new list item here. So we are going to get rid of test item. We're going to call this engine upgrade. And this is, we're actually going to go ahead and just redo all this because it's going to be a new UI list item. There we are. So we're going to call it engine. The list dynamic is going to be engine and the index is going to be 0. Although we needed this to be a dynamic, not int. Unfortunately, we are going to have to go through and change all of that. Hey Baron, what's going on, man? So in engine, we're just going to go ahead and test this for testing purposes. So we have the engine upgraded there. So we're going to add it to the main menu. Engine upgrade there. Okay, main menu. On list, select. Actually, we'll do list change. We'll do, oh, hold on. We'll do sender item and then index. Close that. Okay, so if the item that is changed is equal to the engine upgrade, we want to do this code. So the first thing that we're going to have to do is install the mod kit to the vehicle. So we're going to go to API dot set mod. I think it's set mod kit. Set vehicle mod kit, maybe? Set vehicle mod kits. Oh, okay, there we go. So the int vehicle, because we didn't list it here, we'll just go up here and do private static int, and then we'll call it player vehicle. Do that, get rid of that. Okay. Set, and then the int vehicle is going to be player vehicle. Mod kit ID is just going to be 0 according to the API. So this enables the vehicle mod kit so that it can be modified. Alright. So now what we want to do is actually apply the mod to it. So for this, what we're going to do is we're going to go to API.setVehicleMod. The vehicle is still going to be player vehicle. The mod type. So this is going to be that list that I had. So we're doing engine here. So engine is going to be 11 according to this document. The mod index that we want to do is going to be what is selected. So we really need to convert that. So we'll do int selected item equals int.parse, and then we want to go to engine upgrade, and then we want to do current item. So selected item, and then custom tires, we'll just say false for now. So what this should do is when we actually go into the Los Angeles Customs, it should check for the maximum amount of engine upgrades, return that number, and then show us that. So hopefully we're gonna hope that this works and give it a shot here. So we have one that successfully exported. So like I said, we are going to go ahead and give this a shot. You can see we have an error there, but we'll see Okay, the air is coming from the list for whatever reason. I'd hate to delete all of this after doing all of that, but I think I'm going to. That hurt my soul to do that. Okay. Well, we're gonna do this. So we're just going to, actually, we're gonna take that back. So we're gonna go max engine here. But we don't really need to do that. Let me think. I'll leave all that for now. I guess I'll leave all of this too for the time being, because we might come back and use that. Okay, so this has to be a list dynamic. So what we're going to do, thinking that we can do just want to see if this will throw an error when we try to load it in. Still throwing an error. Okay, so what we're gonna do is get rid of all of this. Get rid of all of this. Create a simple list. Okay, so we lose the issue there. see, we can now upgrade the engine all the way to level 5. So, do that. You can see it's pretty quick there. Now we could also come back in here and turn it way down. So I really just gotta find a better way to really just need to find a better way to get it to where, let me think here, where I can get the maximum modification number and get a list in between those. Okay. So what we will do, I wonder if we can do API dot. What was this, 11? Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of internet research here real quick. Okay, we'll see if this works. I don't know. Okay, so far so good. It also says this has no engine upgrades. So, tell you what we'll do. We will go get into a vehicle that I know for a fact has engine upgrades. I know some developers do lock their cars like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's not. The only thing I could think to do would be to go back to the list that we had. So like private static list dynamic, or just do private variable. Can I do private variable? Private static? No, I'd have to do the list dynamic up here. Engine equals new list dynamic. So I'd have to do that, and then get rid of that. Maybe this will fix it. I can see why it was getting 0 because it wasn't getting called every time the vehicle went in. So now it's throwing an error. And the error is getting thrown here. So the issue is here. So what we'll do, can we get rid of that up there? It's just, if this is changed to a static void, I wonder if it menu dot, so that would be upgrade options. Man, this one is killing me. Okay. Let's debug dot write line and then I. It's a string. So basically what this is going to do is for every mod it's going to write a string and debug. All right. Okay, so when I come in here, hit this. So there's nothing wrong with the code getting the maximum amount of mods because you see we have 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. So there's nothing wrong with that. It's a matter of how we're going to get it into the list. That becomes the issue. So what I guess we will check out is we will brainstorm how to get it added to the list. Can we do? Okay, let me think. If anyone does have any suggestions, I'm open to them. So we gotta be able to get... So this is printing, right? So this is giving us all engine mods, which is good. Okay. Well, we're going to take a short break. I'm going to brainstorm for just a few moments, use the restroom and get a drink, and we will get back to it after. Alright, well, let's see if we can't get this figured out. Before coming back, I did get the code back to a working position. So the numbers are going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 for this current vehicle. I was curious. Okay, we might be getting somewhere here. Oh, wait, no, we're not. Only because this is still here. If we get rid of this... Says up to date. Ah, see, there's the error. I was wondering why it wasn't throwing me the error, but I see now. Well, I thought that might work, but... Okay, so I guess what we're gonna do I don't know. We're going to take a break from this. Actually going to go ahead and end the stream. We just hit a little over 2 hours, so I'm going to end this. But this will all be available on GitHub. I will go ahead and create the GitHub project solution and keep it up to date. So you can look for that. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and cut this off. So if you guys do have any questions regarding coding or anything that we did today that we actually got to work, you can leave a comment below and I'll try to get to as quick as possible. I really don't find a lot of time to code. Just happened to be a good day to do it today. But I do thank you guys for tuning in and watching us go over some of this. Hopefully you guys get the idea of how to get some of this stuff working. As for the max vehicle mods and stuff, it's just kind of stumping me at the moment. So, yeah, hopefully, you know, we'll get this figured out and whatnot so that we can get it working in the server. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get this to a working state and then make sure I'll get the GitHub. Okay. So, like I said, I'm just gonna get this to a working state and then I will get it uploaded and you guys can check it out. But I appreciate you guys tuning in and we'll catch you guys in a later stream.